Welcome grade 8 to your third English lesson. Please make sure that you have your large purple textbook and your script at hand, as you are required to take down quite a few notes. You will also complete activity 6 on page 159 at the end of the lesson. This activity is done in the front of your class workbook. Language is a very powerful tool. The way you use language has an influence on other people. Journalists in particular are very clever at using language in a way that ensures the newspaper will sell. A newspaper heading such as "Vicious Attack on Pensioner" will sell more newspapers than "Assault on Man" because it appeals to people's emotions. The use of this kind of language is called emotive language. How many dumb, blonde jokes do you know? By spreading these jokes, we are putting all blonde women in a box and implying that they are all stupid. We call this stereotyping. Has anyone ever said to you, "Are you chicken? Come on, do it," just as you pull the strings to manipulate a puppet? The person who says this to you is manipulating you. This kind of language is called manipulative language. The first definition you are going to write down is emotive language. I've written in Afrikaans, speel op jou gevoelens. Okay, the first bullet there that you need to copy down reads as follows. The specific diction is used to evoke emotion in the reader. These words cause an emotional reaction. You should recycle because it saves the planet, creates an emotional response. Don't you want to save the planet? How could you choose not to recycle, since it saves the planet? It is used in everyday interactions. News headlines use emotive language to hook the audience. Example, an innocent bystander was murdered in cold blood. The word innocent and murdered plus the phrase in cold blood are examples of emotive language. The second example, the defenseless victims were attacked in the cover of night. The phrase defenseless victims and cover of night plus the word attack are also emotive language. Please ensure that you copy these examples. In each of the above examples, emotive language is used to create an emotional response in the audience. Emotive language should be used when there is a purpose the speaker wishes to achieve. Emotive language can be very beneficial to a speaker. Please copy this slide. Then write down the subheading, Summary for Emotive Language. List the following 3 points. Is intended to cause an emotional response in the audience. Is a type of diction that can be used to persuade the audience. And the last one, should be used purposefully. Write down the following. Your next heading, stereotyping. Then the definition. Anytime you are grouping races or individuals together and make a judgment about them without knowing them is an example of stereotype. Now think of the following. You do not need to write this down. Think of a witch. Most of you will think of a woman with a long nose, dressed in black, that is flying around on a broom, and owns a cat. That is called stereotyping. All of we imagine a witch in more or less the same way. Here are a few examples. Please copy them down. Stereotypes of men and women. The first one, men are strong and do a lot of physical work. Second one, girls are not good at sports. The third one, guys are messy and untidy. And the fourth one, men who spend too much time on the computer or read are called geeks. Stereotyping is also referred to prior assumptions, things you've made up your mind of before getting to know the real facts. Please copy the following examples. Girls are only concerned about their physical appearance. All blondes are unintelligent. All librarians are old women who wear glasses. And all teenagers are rebels. This is the second last slide. Write down the heading, Manipulative Language. This is when someone makes you feel guilty. The definition reads as follows. Influencing or attempting to influence the behavior or emotions of others for one's own purpose. Now, think about the following. Think about a car salesman who is convincing you to buy a car from him. He will tell that your whole life would change for the better once you buy the car from him. It is a sales technique, but he is also manipulating you to buy the car from him. And the last one on the slide. Sometimes children use manipulative language to convince their parents to agree with them, making parents feel guilty if they do differ. This is your last slide. Your heading, Biased Remarks. Biased remarks are opinions not based on facts. Bias, the definition, reads as follows. Bias is a tendency to lean in a certain direction, either in favor or against a particular belief. To be truly biased means to lack a natural viewpoint on a particular topic. If you are biased towards something, then you lean in favor towards it. You think positive about it. If you are biased against something, then you lean negatively against it. You think poorly of it. Now you can complete Classroom Activity 6 on page 159. Please do not copy the table down in your book. Use each as a subheading and then choose the sentences that has to go underneath that heading. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.